on some of the stuff we do in class and then put that as an attachment on Educal. So that if you're home and I'm doing it with the other class, you're like, what did they do and go through and I don't get this, I was trying to watch, and you would have another resource to look at. I don't know that I'm going to do it every day, but like today. So in 51, it says, suppose you plan to visit the Carlsbad Caverns. You want to take a 3-mile walking tour at home. You pace yourself and find that you stroll 90 feet per minute. So that's one of our big pieces of information. We're going 3 miles. We're going 90 feet, and they write it this way, per minute, which really means we're going 90 feet equals 1 minute's time. That's our pace. We want to use unit analysis to find how many hours, so to walk 3 miles. So the first thing we know is that we are starting with miles over 1. And we need to show unit analysis to get hours, is what I want my answer to be. So when I look at the question, the first thing I probably need to do is, because I know this conversion is 90 feet per minute, I need to know miles into feet. So the conversion from miles to feet, if we are looking at that, should be, where do I want to put the word miles? Numerator or denominator? Because there's 5,280 feet in a mile. Where do I want to put the word miles? And this is what I'm really going to be looking for on the test. So, go ahead, Viola. Where's that? Denominator. So I'm going to have 1 mile is to 5,280 feet. And if you didn't have number 9 done, please make sure you're doing it. So I cross off my units as I'm looking at that. And then the next thing is I'm taking a look at this one. I now have my answer in feet, but I don't want it in feet. But I do know feet to minutes. So as I'm looking at this one, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my denominator of feet to minutes. And I know that 90 feet is to 1 minute. So I keep going and I'm thinking, oh yeah, this makes sense as I'm taking a look at this. So the next thing I want to do is my answer right now is going to tell me how many minutes. So if I'm looking at it, Grace, what do I need to do next to find the hours? What's my last conversion I need to multiply? 60 minutes in an hour. Where do you want the hour and the minutes? Okay, so 60 minutes. And I have my hour or my label for my answer. And that's the only label I wanted was hours. I want to know how many hours it takes me to walk that 3 miles. I'm going to multiply on my calculator. And so this is the other thing when some of you are putting these in your calculator, is just making sure, if you put this in your calculator, you might put 3 times 5,280. Then you're going to get division, and you have a couple of options. You can put this in a parenthesis and do 90 times 60 and then hit equal. Or you can do 3 times 5,280 and you can divide by 90, and then you can take that answer and divide it by 60. And you should get the same answer, which is a little less than 3 hours that you are walking. So make sure you know how to get it in your calculator, right? So this is just multiplication here. If you use the parenthesis button, then you can multiply these together. If you don't like using the parenthesis button, you got to make sure that you're getting the 2.94 hours. And if you put that in your calculator and didn't get that, we need to check. Okay? Yeah.
Can you get number 3?
Number 3? The minutes to years. So do you think it's many years? All those minutes, 1,314,000. It's not many years of your life. You will be a middle of your sophomore year, right? That's it. So the question was, can I look at number 3? I'm not going to do all of it, but in number 3, you are looking at 1,314,000 minutes. over 1. And our answer we want in years. So the key thing is, this is my label at the end. That's the word that I need on the very top of the last conversion. But I'm going to start with the first one and go, oh, minutes to hours, right? So minutes to 1 hour is 60 minutes. Now I got to change hours to, what do you think? Days? Doesn't that make sense if I'm going to go years? So I'm going to go hours to day. And then I'm probably going to go days to year. Someone said, could I go days to week and then week to years? You could, more. But how many days in a year do you guys know? 360, right? So 1 year, 360 days, 1 day, 24 hours, right? So we don't use 12, 24, 365. No one was going to correct me. 365. Okay? I'm not going to do that one, but that's a lot of division, right? Divide 60, divide 24, divide 365 to get, that's why I said you guys would be in your middle of your sophomore year, correct? Okay? All right. So, this is question, if you look at 12, 13, 14, but I really want you guys to look at 15. So, as we look at the standards-based grading that their district is slowly going to, so when you look at these questions, you got to pick which ones you're working on. And this is on page 52, is it? Yeah, page 52. And we can look at a few of these in class from this 4A that we can look at. So here, you got to use some of the different information that his store is 17 miles, which that's also kind of here, where it says his commute is 34. He uses the following information. You're going to use this to do all 3 questions. Do you need all this information to find the annual salary? No. Do you need all of it to find how much fuel he spent each week? Key thing, when you do each week, you want to consider that he only works 5 days per week, and it's a 52-hour week. So you got to kind of pick. You're not going like 24 hours in a day when you're looking at this. So he works 40 hours per week, 5 days a week, as you were looking at it. How many hours does he spend commuting? Again, you got to pick which ones you're trying to think of. Is gas price going to be any part of our commute? No. Is gas price going to be used in 13? For sure, it's going to be used in 13. So you're going to look at that. So I want you to just read through number 4. This is the first year that we've had these types of questions. It says, on a separate piece of paper, answer this question and turn it into your teacher with your name onto it. I will take this up till the day of the test. So if you decide to do this, you can turn this in up to the day of the test. It's going to be on a separate sheet of paper. What is the mass of the air in your bedroom in kilograms? You can, if you are looking at this, and could you lift that amount in the weight of 2 hands? So the weight of the air in your room, okay? The density of air, so we give you that. Density of air is 1.19 grams per liter. To get 4 on this, you must list the measurements and conversion factors that you needed to look up. You must write the correct unit analysis and show your work. Make sure that both parts of the question that you answer and you give a good explanation to support your answer. Okay? So what happens is next week we take the test. If you decide not to do the level 4 question, which is fine, you end up with a 3 on the test. And the 3 is that you've met all the standards in this lesson, right? Or in this unit. A 4 is you went above and beyond what was like required, right? So that's where that 4 comes from when you are taking a look at that. Canceling of all the units. That's going to be one of the key things, and then you get the right answer as you are taking a look at it. So in 4B, it's kind of all review. So it starts with the unit analysis. Then it goes into matrices, and there's more matrices. The first 2, notice they are just asking you to tell if it is defined or undefined. and then explain why you say which one it is. And then the next page, as you are taking a look, so this is all review for that test that's going to be next Friday, but since I won't see you till Thursday, these are going to be the things that you might want to take a look at. And it goes through page 55, and you don't have to do anything beyond page 55. And when you come in next week, this is when we're going to talk about what exactly is on the test and how it looks, okay? So I'll break it down exactly for you. Are there any other